feels like it's scripted towards Cyber Goose doing more, as we are seeing a 5-man
it's a
smoke.
full 5-man smoke onto each other. Let's get Road to TI off with a bang as Emptiness getting dropped early on here. Running to the backline, actually, I'll turn attention to Yayo, and he'll be the one to fall instead. TA2000 grabs the first blood, looking over towards Lucas now. How much more do they have in the tank? Are there any stun slows available? There's some trees coming out. It's not the best lockdown, though. Einkrad going to be able to back himself away. Lucas as well, unharmed here, but TA2000 wants more. He's up on the high ground, just forcing back the side of Quantum. So great start here for the side of the Cyber Goose.
Yeah, especially because, you know, you're running in 5-man on Quantum, head on, and then you meet a Tusk with tag team. It's like, wait a second, we shouldn't really be here. Like, if you want to get a kill, you need to lead with the stun, not the Bat Rider. So yeah, I think the Cyber Goose side is showing good positioning, respecting it.
Yeah, this bounty here. Yeah, utilizing the fact that he has a stun, trades a bit of health for it, but say worthwhile as he is. No, okay.
Teleport on top, keeping it simple. Yeah. I like this, like the early stages of tournaments, because obviously the players aren't teams, right? It's just mixed stacks, because like every single person's like team tag is just different.
Yeah,
like, you look like Aurora Navi, and it's like Aurora Navi Navi Navi, right? And here it's like we've got, you know, CG, Quantum, we then got some secrets. Everyone's got a different tag.
Yeah, we're going around the world here. It's it's fun to see. I
even an alliance. Oh my god, guys, Alliance, they're doing it. They're here.
Alliance are back. Yeah, we even got Alliance tag. That's a rare one.
I completely forgot that Palantimos was tagged up as Yayo. So it's like I've been pubbing against this guy for like weeks now. I'm like, who's Yayo? My guy. Like, he's kind of annoying. And it's like, oh wait, it's Palantimos. Makes sense.
I think that's if I remember correctly, that's a naughty word in his language. So yeah.
Ah well, I've said it 3 times. Not my fault.
No, I think you're good. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Noted. No. I'll Google it. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It's, yeah.
Just wondering if you're going to share that with the stream or not. But...
No. We're on the road to TI, mate. Right. We gotta...
Do your research at home, guys.
We gotta keep the broadcast clean, my friend.
You have children in the house, in which case don't look it up. Anyway. So far, so good, though. You know, this Dark here is struggling a little bit up in the top side. Notice not really being able to go to these iron shells too much, but Lucas ain't really getting a whole lot either on the spend. Problems is certainly creating problems for both Mary and Lucas up here, being very aggressive, even though he doesn't have an iron shell on him most of the time.
So,
mid lane.
It's one of those.
Getting off the Jingu here, but it's a very, very high cost for it as Einkrad just making them suffer under the tower a bit, but still gets it off, still gets his health back, and should be a decent trade.
Yeah, they're just bullying each other. Again, I'm not really expecting there to be kills on mid lane. It really takes like Monkey King trying to dive the tower to outplay the Storm, or Storm to kind of play around the fact that Jingu isn't available at the time where he pressures him. So again, I'm not expecting any kills. It's just constant poking, constant, you know, take whatever and keep fighting. To me, it's more about the side lanes, right? I think the bottom is going to be very much like a farm fest again. But it's who kind of utilizes it more, right? Like, will the Brewmaster take this lane of a farm trade and go for a Radiance to make sure he's always in the game to scale in? Or is he going to go for auras? Like, that's kind of like the biggest question I have for the early game for Quantum. And he's yet to give us any indicators by the quick one,
yeah. Keep our eyes on Palantimos, aka Yayo. And see what direction he goes in. And it is a bit of a struggle for the Storm in the middle lane at the moment, as we're expecting. You know, we're not really anticipating the Storm to be doing particularly well, and even a fortify on the tower here. Chira Jr. getting very, very aggressive, wanting to use these Jingu stacks as Solo comes in for this as well. They want to bring down Einkrad here, and they might have the damage to do it. They do. They kill him off. Mary, can he get the return kill? Chira playing around the trees, trying to mess with him here, but won't be able to do so. Out comes the Purifying Flames, and down goes Chira Jr. So At the very least, the Storm will get a little bit of revenge, but doesn't feel too good for him. Again, no gold, no XP for that kill. That is very, very aggressive, and that is just making further use of that rotation on the Oracle to now get yourself a kill. Finally get off some iron shells in this lane.
Yeah, so the problem with top lane was Darkseid didn't use Iron Shell early on because against Oracle. So then the wave shoved into him. The Tusk then blocked the pool multiple times. So where Sven often is a good laning counter to the Darkseid because you get to kind of like play under your tower, the shells are coming in, you feel fine. They were like, wait a second, let's just play a non-Iron Shell lane. And then Lucas just wasn't able to hit any creeps, right? He's got 19 CS to the 27 of the Darkseid. And of course, Oracle TP's mid. You instantly dive the Sven with the tag team and the Iron Shell because now the Dispel's not available. But yeah, the way that they've played this off lane is extremely punishing. Sure, they missed the shards there, which does, you know, counter my point slightly because it's slightly punishing now. But it is just constant aggression. They do have Snowball.
Ooh, good double purge from Mary there. Is it going to be enough? I think it is. Lucas doing okay for now. Notice still trying to be aggressive, but without your Iron Shells, you ain't really doing a whole lot.
But you can see just from the CS, it's already a 2,000 gold lead. The Darkseid, the Tusk, like I mentioned, the way that they played top lane was exceptional. Sven shut out from the laning phase. Abaddon, complete free farm in the bot lane. We expected that to be the case. And Tusk,
Problems will die.
he will be dying. Yeah, wait, there you go. But yeah, I think just the way that their Tricore is farming, it is exactly what you expect for the map to feel dangerous. We already said that Storm and Sven, they need to recover, and I think that's exactly what Ankrad's doing. He's understanding that he doesn't want to show on the mid lane. He wants to hit the jungle as quick as possible, make sure that when the inevitable fights happen, he has at least like a soul ring or something to his name so he can contribute to an engagement.
Absolutely, but it's going to be a bit of a struggle for him to get there, of course. And even Solo coming in with the Arcane Rune, just TPing in deep here. Doesn't even have any wards. He's just looking to see if he can go and find the Storm.
Yeah, he placed a ward on the topper.
Oh yeah, he placed one when he TP'd. My bad.
That's his dead top, mate.
Under the tower. Yeah, noticed will die.
Oh no, Storm Spirit.
Hey, Storm just TP'd in here. Alright, he's gonna die. Unlucky. Oh, that's a toughie as well. Just returning to the lane, just TPing back in after doing a bit of jungling. Think he can get away with under your tower in nice safety, but no.
Just a nice read, right? They see he's not in the jungle. The best spot for Storm to farm in the early game are the two camps kind of above the mid tier 2. So that doesn't happen. And then they see the catapult. They identify the fact he's probably a TP. Easy kills. Very, very good moves there from Cyber Goose. Cyber Geese? Cyber Goose? What are we saying here?
I think the team name is Cyber Goose. So, Emptiness actually messing up the flame break there. He could have secured that Wisdom Shrine for his team there, but didn't quite manage. Problems getting really, really low, burning up to the Bat Rider. They get inside the Snowball, but in comes Chira Jr., and he should be the one to secure this one as Notice grabs Shrine of Wisdom, and they will take down both the supports that tried to make this invasion work out.
Double Wisdom going the way of Radiant. So much easier to say than Cyber Goose every time.
You can't call them. They're the Cyber Geese.
Okay, the Cyber
or Team
Geese.
Cyber Goose, whichever direction you want to take it.
Alright, I will make sure that I'll say Cyber Geese. That sounds way more natural than...
They go onto Lucas here. Quantum Lucas in trouble. He's going to get dropped up in the top lane. Nice moves from Chira Jr., utilizing the early advantage he's managed to get in this middle lane against the Storm, making his presence felt on the side lanes as well. Minecraft, again, just trying to farm up, just trying to get something here.
But he has no move to make, right? Like, the whole Quantum lineup is built around sustaining through lane to set up their farming patterns that they feel like they are, they're not making ganks, but they're ready to TP to each other. With how quick they play the map inside Cyber Geese, then there's no real move to make. Like, Sven's not joining a fight, right? He got Tread's Morbid Mask. He needs to farm at least the Mask of Madness and the Echo Saber before he even entertains trying to fight. Then you look towards the Brewmaster, right, as an inventory. He's got Double Bracer. He's also got the Radiance now queued up in his quick buy. Like, he wants to scale. So your Sven needs to farm, what, 5,000 gold of farming items. Your Brewmaster needs to farm, what, 4,000 gold of farming items. or 5,000 technically to round up. It's like it's all
For
fun.
Lucas
And they're
again
getting
here up in the
punished. Yeah.
top side. Emptiness is here to try and help out, but there's far too much damage now coming onto the Sven. Yayo coming in though, looking for a bit of revenge here, but they've already lost their Sven, so making a fight happen from this is never going to feel that great. Ultimo's easily able to get out of those trees, keep the fight going, but he just can't do a thing. Doesn't want to pop the split. Not when there's no other core here to really help him out, so with a toothless rotation, fortunately, for the Panda.
Really nice map movement though, once again from Cybergeese. You identify the fact that they're farming, and then you poke them top again, you force them, because Sven, he wants to enter jungle with the Mask of Madness. Pre-Mask of Madness, you kind of want to be in the lane. Utilize the additional golden XP. Nice zip to break the tree there from the storm. No damage as of yet. There is a snowball to save if they want.
Yayo's nearby as well. They might just make this happen. In comes Wukong's command. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? No, it is not. Igrad gets some much needed revenge here, and they might just be able to bring down problems as well as the Tusk getting beaten down. In comes the Pandas, and they will not be letting him go. Problems is going to drop. Will not make it to the Ancients, but he does force Mary to take the kill at least.
Okay, so in that engagement, there's a brief point where he was actually rooted by the Oracle. But still, yeah, just not getting off the snowball to protect the Monkey King, to buy time for the Abaddon to get in. Just a misplay coming out from the Tuscan Monkey King. Positioning, Storm punishing it, and capitalizing on it. So nice little sign of life there from Quantum. But it was built around just a misplay on the Tusk. In another world, he hits the spells and probably doesn't go as bad for them. Oh, 3,000 gold lead. They continue to pressure them up. They're hitting top tower. I do love how Nature's Prophet always goes through like the extremes in a patch, where it's like you either max a Treant because oh my god it's reinforced and broken, or you max a Sprout because oh my it's broken. Like, can we get to an era of Prophet where you can go like 2-1-2 or something? Can we have both spells being used at the same time? It's always just one or the other. That said, they are smoking. They want redemption on the Monkey in the Tusk.
To the Sven, yeah, and it might be another death here for Lucas. I don't see him getting out of this one, though. Mary's nearby. There comes a false promise, and that will be enough to keep Lucas alive. So, despite there being 3 heroes in the neighborhood, they cannot lock him down enough, and they certainly cannot control Mary, who's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Lucas instantly runs back to the jungle. Meanwhile, Solo, he pings up the top tower. They've been kind of poking this tower for some time now, but they eventually do take it down just before the 12-minute mark. And Darkseer looking to rush for the Greaves. Of course, in other games, you might think about like Vanguard Halberds and maybe look at like Pipes, but here, against Sven, against potential Orchids and Nuisances and Roots, having that Dispel on the Guardian Greaves is going to be good, especially when you're low HP. The additional buff will feel quite nice, so yeah, don't mind the Greaves. It does feel like the optimization of Radiant is we want to break the map at 15 minutes. Like the Monkey King is going for instant BKB. Like he went Treads, Mithril Hammer into then BKB. Darks is going for Greaves, right? Like everyone's kind of going, let's get one item, and that one item will be take a pick off, take Roshan, like do everything we want. And of course, that's very, very difficult. Strong, they do level the ultimate Abaddon, be able to survive this game. And he is only a relic away from the Radiance. So yeah,
Relic does cost a lot of money, but he's only 400 gold away from the Relic, so yeah, he's very close.
Wait, was it? Does he not have the talisman on his career? I swear I saw it.
Yeah, he does.
Does he? No, he doesn't. Okay.
Oh, he doesn't.
I lied.
Okay.
I swear I saw a talisman. I must have clicked the Brewmaster, then clicked the Abaddon quick enough that I kind of baited myself.
Yeah, weirdly I thought that, but I guess I'll click it on Brew also. But Problem's having problems. See if he can get himself denied, but he can't. Yeah, gets him again.
Alright, Nomad. I feel like we're allowed to be honest with each other, right? No, we've been casting. You've said problems and problem twice now.
Yep, and I'm going to keep on going. I don't know how long they're going to be in this tournament, dude.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
gotta make hay whilst the sun shines.
I thought the first time I was like, alright, fair play, low-hanging fruit, we'll take it. Second time,
It's just too out there. There's some games where it's like a bit of a jump, but that is just,
okay, do it, because if they do qualify, then there'll be the TI highlight package of how many problems did he have?
Every single play.
He had 99 problems, but and then he qualified or something. That's like the montage. Right, keep going.
Minecraft trying to grab that haste rune, doesn't quite get it. Will have to zip himself all the way out to safety here. And smartly from Minecraft goes for the long zip rather than trying to be greedy about it. Just get out of there. And once again, Wisdom trying to be taken here, but Chiro Jr. comes in and says, no sir, that is not allowed. He's going to be able to get the kill and get himself the Wisdom Shrine in the process.
Can they get the bot tower? Yep, they do.
Okay, so we have a relic on the one laner and the Talisman of Evasion on the other. Tier 2000, a lot closer to his Radiance than Yayo is, that's for sure.
Because when I said, I was like, damn, this is so quick. This is such an early Radiance.
That would have nuts to be there. Could have had the rest, but he didn't. But Tier 2000 very much chilling at the moment. When they hit this Radiance, is this like go, go, go from Cyber Goose? We have a fight happening at the top lane. It is Chiro Jr. Maybe getting brought down there, pops off the BKB, goes for the Wukong's command, turns this around, and jumps across, utilizing the changing of the guard to get himself out of danger.
Bot lane.
Junior is going to live, and yeah, down to the bottom side. Let's see if Lucas is so lucky as Mary trying to keep him alive, stuck inside the trees, goes for the TP out, just jumping across to the tier 2 tower, making sure that he is still able to pick up these stacks, which Mary has been dutifully making for him. And there have been a lot, and that's what Notice is enjoying right now, taking the stacks along with the help of this Sven illusion.
Yeah, we saw the strength of Nature's Prophet there because they jumped him. He went into the tree line, sprouted himself. The Sven cut one tree, but he couldn't cut enough trees to then get on top of the Prophet, which then bought time for the Darkseid to come in with the mech and all the saves. Sure, Sven doesn't die, but Sven jumping at position 5, you'd like to think that you can kill him in the early game. It wasn't to be the case. And I just want to do another quick update. Did anyone on Radiant get the Sister Shroud? No. Okay. So this is conceptually one of the most broken tier 1 items in the game against Sven, right? The fact that you have this incredible evasion when you're half HP, Sven jumps on top of you, what, 2, 3, 4 right clicks he's gonna miss? Like Sven, he buys Echo Saber for 2 big hits. They're not gonna connect, so yeah, we aren't seeing it on Radiant, so they're not gonna be able to utilize that. But you need to be careful when you play Sven. If you see Sister Shroud on the enemy team, that hero, you can't really jump too easily.
And how long will people keep that around for? Like, will they be taking it into tier 2s, maybe tier 3s, or no?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think taking it into tier 2 is a very, very good option. As much as I talk about it now, I am referencing a pub I played where Amar was playing Sven on my team, and then the enemy team kept Sister Shroud, and it was like Descartes and stuff. They kept it to like tier 3. And Amar was like, I cannot play this game. He just all chat like, I'm done. Tier 1 neutral item, deleted my hero. What the hell? It's like, I'm like, here, like, don't worry, Amar, we'll do it, boss. And I'm just seeing him blinking in, and it's just like, miss, miss, miss. It's like, all right, there's nothing we can do. My Sven's gone. The tier 1 item, it's broken.
Unlucky.
But of course, it's like against Sven, where it's like, big hit, wait, big hit. Of course, it makes sense. If you're against like Medusas and Morphlings, where they're throwing out like a flurry of right clicks, not so much. So yeah, it is
I also wanted to mention I'm not going to mention it, as we've got to jump here onto Solo. Solo getting beaten down slowly but surely, but the team's coming through and they will get at least one revenge kill here onto Emptiness. Now looking over towards Icarad. Lucas comes in though, jumping onto the Monkey King. It's a big target he's going for here. Does he have the damage to bring him down with the help of Mary? Yes, he does. In goes the Storm as well, taking down Problems. Looking over to the sidelines here, TH2000 and Notice just going to get themselves out. So this game is looking very, very close now. In fact, I can't remember the last time we had a clean team fight coming out from the Cybergeese. Quantum has been all over them.
They are just getting surprised by the jump, right? Like they're in kind of the middle of like no man's land at the mid lane, right? They're just kind of like walking about. Sure, they jump on Nature's Prophet. They think they're keeping him alive, but with using all the resource to keep your Nature's Prophet alive, when the monkey gets jumped by the Sven, there's no resources available, right? There's no Sprout to buff up the Monkey, there's no Greaves, there's no Snowball save, there's nothing. It's just Monkey versus Sven. And Sven with the Blink Dagger and God Strength, you're gonna rip through the Monkey King. We are gonna see the replay here. And it's like, the fact that Solo, he is the one getting jumped, it feels good, but all the spells that I just mentioned, you kind of need to disengage at this point. This is not your fight anymore, but the Blink reveal from Lucas, not getting the BKB or from Chiro Jr., that completely stopped Cyber Geese in their tracks. And yeah, you could also ask, where's the Abaddon? He wasn't in the fight as well. He took up at the very end, and so many little questions you can ask, but the easiest answer is they need to play a cleaner fight on Cyber Geese. The whole point of their lineup was to break down the greediness of Quantum, to keep that map progression, to kind of itemize early on, and they're getting thwarted. The scaling is kicking in, and he's finding Solo. Getting a solo kill, and yeah, that's... He's gonna have
Very
what?
good solo kill.
I didn't even mean to, man. It just like...
Yeah, I know.
It's so
see, now you're
I
joining.
regretted it. After I said it, I instantly in my head was like, oh my god, no man, don't you dare say, oh, solo kill. I said that, and then you said it, and I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, it was a little nod, you know, just between us, but then you know, we went to the PSA broadcast mode, unfortunately. But they go for a tormentor here, up on the top side.
Hey, I think it's fine. Okay,
you're good.
message me on Steam if you don't like it, alright? We can... I don't want to air our dirty laundry on broadcast.
Sort it outside. I'll make it after we're done casting. I'll make the 3-hour drive. Actually, 2.5 hours each way.
Yeah.
Scrap.
Yeah. We'll meet in Scotland.
It's not the halfway point, but sure. I want to go to Scotland anyway, so I'm down.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Really
That's
nice.
20 minutes in, it looked like it was going to be a really dominating game from Cyber Goose. They had an amazing start. You know, their draft was doing everything it was supposed to do, but just some really heads-up plays from Quantum, especially coming out from Lucas. Put them in a position where they're dead even in this game at the moment. And they've just picked up a BKB on this fence, so we're going to see a little bit more coming out from Quantum in these next few fights. I'm excited to see where this one goes.
Trying to poke out the forward time in the top lane. Able to do it.
Solo comes in there and he does deal a decent amount of damage with the Spirit Vessel, but that was his final charge.
Yeah, as time progresses though.
Teleport into the enemy fountain to get 2 more.
You only get 1 more if you die.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's not worth it then.
No.
Otherwise,
Hilarious. Quantum, they're smoked up. They have everything they need to get a fight now. The Blink, the BKB on Sven. If you find any hero but Abaddon,
I was going to say,
you're
even
gonna
this
kill
guy?
No. There's the asterisk.
He's really looking around here. He is searching and he is not finding anything.
He doesn't have a water place either, so he's kind of all out by himself. Moving down.
Still trying to force this here. Notice does get noticed as they jump onto him on the backlines. It's just like right at the moment. Yeah, he's in the middle of this fight as well. He's got the split available should he want to use it. And yeah, we'll be committing with this one. Where is the Sven? He's looking at his first moment of entry, but they're just getting harassed on the backlines as Chiro tries to jump the Oracle, but doesn't really kill him off, which means there is no Wukong's command for this fight. It's getting very awkward very quickly, and now they jump in. Lucas, though, he's so low. Can he get off the damage in time? False Promise comes out, turning this one around. TA2000, though, he's got a False Promise of his own as a borrowed time is able to get thrown into yet. Lucas, oh god, he needs to run. He needs to heal. There's a Chiro Jr. right in his face, though. Lucas running to the sidelines as Mary goes down, and now they'll go towards Yayo as well. Jump out from Chiro Jr., though, as he runs to the backlines. TA2000 in the front. They won't kill off the Panda, though. They lose TA2000 in this one as well. Chiro Jr. happened to back himself away, but I don't think this is going to happen. Let's see. I mean, Storm, he's still got mana to work with here. He can still keep going. Tries to jump away, gets dragged out of the jump here by Iconrad as he gets himself an ultra kill.
Oh, what a fight there from Quantum. Of course, they were able to cut out the Monkey King. I'm sorry, I had to let out a little giggle there because Lucas, he kites back the Oracle, keeping him alive in the clutch moments, hides behind the tree line, and then he blinks right into the boundless strike of the Monkey King and just deletes himself. So after this like epic juke, he like hitting a creep for a bit of life still to get 180 HP. Like we are going to see the replay, but Like, again, Quantum, when they make the jump, they are just devastating, right? Like, the fact that you see Monkey on the top of your screen, he uses Wukong, instantly cancels, then he has to like take the fight. Like, it's very, like, they're not one team on the side of Quantum, on the side of Cyber sorry. But also their heroes don't have clean stuns to do that. They kind of like awkwardly run them down. So for Quantum, look at Mary. He's not punished by anything. He can just play on the right side, use out his free spells, and we are eventually going to get to the point in which it did make me chuckle. Like, look here, Lucas making every play possible to try and keep himself alive. He hugs the tree line, and he's like, you know what? This is my time to shine. I've got this.
Oh, man, he popped. Good Lord, he just disappeared.
Like, imagine if he doesn't die there, right? Like, that is just going to be complete 100% devastation for Cybergeese. Like, still, it is, right? Storm, of course, cleaned up in the very end, but I think we are seeing problems now with the Radiant draft that this fight, the reason why it was so long is because for Radiant to try and kill a hero, they have to, like, awkwardly chase him forever. And as soon as you chase them, you will be out of position at some point where the Storm will punish you, or the Bat will grab you, or the Sven will, you know, burst you, right? It's like, Dire really thrives when they're not instantly blown up or punished, right? And yeah, Radiant, they need to find a way to cleanly get a hero kill. It needs to be like Tusk plus Monkey double jump to kill Storm and then fight. Like, yeah, it's very, very difficult. As the game progresses,
if you want to be reductionist about that last fight, you know, Chiro Jr., if you're solo committing Wukong's command in the backlands of a fight, you have to get your man. You have to bring down that Oracle. If you don't, then this fight just gets really awkward. And that's exactly what we saw. Like, the Sven was able to stand his ground, you know. He gets, like, all those debuffs taken off him. And, yeah, I mean, that's all because you don't have Wukong's command. You still have Oracle. Like, that is a mass equation, which is never going to work out for Cyber Goose. So, yeah, Chiro Jr. definitely needs to step it up as they get into Roshan and start taking down the big boy.
I don't think we could also maybe, you know, praise the Bat right? The fact that fight started, he instantly lasted the Tusk to prevent the initial save of the Dark Villain. They knew what they were doing, and Roshan was full to the Radiant side. We want Chiro Jr. to have a bit more presence in the fight, and, you know, slapping an Aegis on him, it's going to help him immensely. Of course, one way to play out against a Sven lineup is do everything in your power to survive the God Strength, timing, and play around its cooldown.
Good reaction.
Misses the, oh, yeah, that's right. That really does it.
Also interesting that he went for, I mean, there's a few interesting facet choices on Quantum. One being the Arsonist on the back rider. Oops, hold on here as we got to jump onto Chiro Jr. Maybe, or not maybe. Oh, nice back wall coming out onto the four of them, onto the backlines, but where is the follow-up damage? It just doesn't seem to be there at the moment. They have taken down the Oracle. Great start here for the Cyber Geese. Can they get any more? Is Yayo just continuing to harass certain heroes, but they're on top of Lucas right now. Lucas forced to BKB, going for the TP out, but that is not going to work, Fred. He is dead. No Sven anymore. And Eingrad also caught on the sidelines here. He's got a little bit of mana to work with, jumps forwards, hoping to get out, but no. TA2000 will bring him down with a missed coil. And there's going to be 3 big heroes dead on the side of Quantum here. An absolute wipe of a fight there. And Chiro Jr.'s not done. He's finding emptiness here as well. Not happening.
The fights are just so tough. It goes from, like, one team making, like, excellent initiations and, you know, punishing the other, and now suddenly Cyber Geese are finding 3-man vacuums, and they're utilizing the Monkey King cleanly. They also have the vision advantage the entire time, right? They have the high ground ward. So Quantum, they walked into vision, got completely destroyed because of it, and it's as simple as that. The vision won the fight that time around, and yeah, you're gonna see here, right? It's like Storm jumps Monkey King, the Sven's there as well, but they don't really overcommit, and yes. Okay, no, the ward was placed after, so Dia actually had the vision, so my apologies on that one. But the fact that your Storm and Sven both jump the Monkey King, but they kind of half commit, right? It's like a Vortex and a Zip Out. It's a stun, but with no God Strength. Like, they didn't execute the Monkey King. And as soon as you initiate, all your team kind of swarm into that area, but you've not killed anyone. So now, yeah, you get the turnaround. A weird fight from Quantum. I wasn't expecting that. I feel like when you see a core hero, they're going to need to use more to kill him. It's not as if there's like an Oracle behind the Monkey King, right? You are the one with the Oracle. Like, that's why you're not really seeing Radiant go too crazy. because they need Quantum to show their hero position to then fight them. Because if they fight blind and jump the Sven out of nowhere, Oracle will save him, Storm will jump you, right? Like, you need vision for Radiant to fight, and Quantum, they just gave it.
Yeah. Also, another thing to mention is that Mary's gone for this build of Solar Crest into Blink Dagger. Now, obviously, when you're the Sven and your Oracle's sitting behind you with a Solar Crest, you're going to feel amazing. But if that Oracle has any problems whatsoever, if there is any hero upon him, he's going to feel miserable. No Glimmer Cape to survive it, no Force Staff to get away. I like the Blink Dagger choice. Like, obviously, that's going to allow you to just hide in the fights, blink in, get off the spells, and then, you know, whatever happens, happens. But yeah, it's a very all or nothing way to play Oracle, and we are seeing that play out in the fights, where these fights for Quantum have been really all or nothing. It's either gone great or it's gone terribly, depending on if they can find the Oracle or not. As Yao's getting awkwardly caught out here. He may just be dead. It's still available if he really wants to use it. He'll throw it down, try to get himself away. That will allow him to survive this one.
Nation Prophet now has the Aghanims as well, so you will be able to have a global route for it whenever you need it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they go high ground with this Aegis. I mean, with no split available, it does feel like a tempting opportunity, and yeah, they are absolutely going to take that. Wow, look, little treants.
Yay, it's good to be back. I was happy to see the reinforced tree. Sure, they die quickly, but it's kind of what they're meant to.
Yeah,
it was meant to happen.
Listen, as an Earthshaker player, I'm happy to see multiple treants back in there.
Zip in, zip out.
Zip in, zip out.
Attack the river. Okay, we'll see what they do in the river.
Attack the river. Is that like a new enemy? Tormentor, Roshan, and river? Yeah. Trying to find himself a little pit to hide in, but they won't be getting away from that one. Aegis runs out, so I mean, it was a very good usage of Aegis, let's be real here. They took a good fight, they got every single tower off the map. Like, sure, they didn't go high ground, but in terms of like realistic map state, it's just, yeah, very, very profitable. You can see that from the graphs as well, like the big sort of swing back into the side of East favor.
They just sort of Tormentor got taken. They know he's by himself, and they feel like they know, but Tusk is still in the neighborhood to keep that alive.
Out and almost turn that one around. Did you see Solo's TP there?
No, I didn't.
He just started a TP, like basically like on the steps of the fountain.
Yeah. That is one of the best mechanics of Prophet. Is you? Oh wait, hold on. They're finding the Sven.
Yeah, there's a really big catch here as once again problems create opportunities and vacuum down to the low ground noticed. How did he know? Oh no, Mary getting caught out with his buddy as well. I mean, sure, you can blink away under the false promise, but there is so much damage on Lucas right now. He's gonna pop like a balloon. See you later. Two huge heroes taken out of the equation here. Oh, they are
still had the
fully
ward
back
from the
in
previous fight. That is why they knew that hill on the ward on the high ground, right? They see the Oracle on the top of the steps for a brief second, and Darks is like, thank you very much.
About, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very nice vacuum from the Darks here.
Who's that?
Playing the map, looking around. This is kind of what I expected to see. Like, after how well the lanes went for Cybergeese, this is what I expected to see the entire time. The fact that there's like these moments of Quantum showing up in the game is, of course, a testament to Quantum skill, but also the kind of the lack of time that we've seen Cybergeese together. Like, they are a kind of a new team that kind of formed just for this qualifier. So they're going to have to iron that out if they want to try and beat the likes of the Auroras and the Navis, but for now it is looking good. They are.
Yeah, well, as you said, coming into this one, as we have this going down, you know, this isn't a, oh my god, Ankrad going in, trying to look for a play here. That's a little bit brave.
He does have a punch.
Yeah, no PKB on this Storm, but he's just going to get the kill and run away. All right, nice.
Oh,
He is shot.
Does he run away? He is stuck in the pit.
Oh, unlucky.
So, as you were saying, Chris? Oh, wait, no, don't worry. They're still fighting. Please hold.
No, we're good. Yeah. Vacuum, wall, Mary, once again, regretting his life choices. I mean, let's be real there. A Glimmer Cape's not going to get you out of that one.
They're now finding Lucas's... Oh, God.
Oh,
Quantum
my
have
God.
not been able to
It's
set
a
up
one-on-one-on-one. They've broken them.
It's been like 9 minutes of just death after death after death. Like, when have we seen the 5-man smoke with like the Sven jumping the split? Like, ever since they jumped the Monkey King in the bottom area of the map, and the Storm Sven didn't kill Monkey, and then they got 3-man vacuumed and died, they've just not done anything as a team since then. Like, they've fully been just broken as a team. Reminded at how sweeping of map play this Radiant lineup can have if they get to control the pace of the game. It feels so awful when this is happening. It's like you have all the damage. Like there's nothing Quantum needs to kill a hero. Like, they have everything. Just see hero, kill hero. That's it. Vision is the thing stopping them. I'm not able to do it. I think just taking that Roshan was such a good call from Cyber. Putting the Aegis in the Monkey King, it gave him life. It enabled them to take the fight. If they don't take the Aegis, they're probably going to play way more defensive, skip ways, and Yayo just running into all of them. He's like, hey, boys, I'm here.
Yeah, let's go. This is my Roshan, baby. And, well, Storm jumps in, but Chira Jr. gets the Aegis. They do get the kill onto Roshan, but how much value is that? As False Promise actually coming out to Brew, allowing him to get off that ultimate, as Icaran actually picking up his BKB on the sidelines, and they have gotten the Aegis out of the hands of Chira Jr., but now on the second life, this is going to be tricky again. No False Promise available for this Sven. I don't know if he knows that, as he's getting clicked at by Chira Jr. non-stop. Lucas, though, on the run, trying to get up to the high ground. Perch comes out, he turned around! Chira Jr.'s actually dead! What? The Monkey King dying twice. Lucas gets another solo falls as well. TA2000, he's turning back around onto this one, trying to catch up these heroes. They just need to play it carefully. Don't poke the beast, but slowly get those daggers in him and bring him down to make it a 4th kill and an ultra kill for Lucas. How did that fight go that way, Tiga?
Simple answer. Brew Master the entire time, right? So he starts the fight by randomly running into all of them. He's like, wait a second, this guy could die. He doesn't die. Oracle, of course, keeps him alive. He's living the dream, gets the ultimate off, and then it's Cyclone after Cyclone after Cyclone on Abaddon. Abaddon had 0 fine contribution that entire time, right? I believe he just picked up an Orchid going into that fight. You could argue, maybe a BKB would look pretty good. You've not had to fight into the Brewmaster because Quantum just haven't fought you. Finally, after so many minutes of Quantum not fighting, they turn up to the fight with the heroes that we expect to see, right? It's Sven hitting the Monkey King with great confidence. Storm finally fighting. And look at this. Just look at Abaddon off screen just the entire time. It's just like, oh wait, he goes in for a little bit. Wait a second, stunned up by the Panda. Oh wait, you're now cycloned again. And Sven just getting a little bit of buff here from Oracle, kept alive. just
oh my God, he's even using the Void
control.
Panda to just push him back and tornadoed again.
Yeah.
Oh man,
exceptional micro there from the Brewmaster to stop Abaddon from playing the game.
But is just MVP of that fight all over. With a honorable shout out to Mary as well. You know, I doubted you, Mary, and I'm so sorry for that. I thought the false promise onto the Brewmaster would have been a terrible idea. Lucas needs you, but Lucas doesn't need you. He's actually a big, strong boy who can look after himself now. He's grown up.
I think the fact that we had seen Quantum make no move for like 8 minutes, I'll be honest, I was disheartened. I was expecting them to kind of sit back and slowly accept the demise, right? But no, they kind of woke up and contested that Roshan beautifully.
Yeah, both
I do love the fact that like
seem
that
to be
fight
fully have woken up now and both kind of locked into the game, playing some really decent Dota, to be honest.
Do you think TA2000 will ever think about BKB now that he just got completely deleted by a Brewmaster? Because at the moment he's opting for the Blood Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, you would imagine so, but so far, no. Which does seem questionable. But I mean, I guess Bloodthorn gives you an opportunity to maybe kill off the Brewmaster, but Brew's got BKB, like that's not really happening. I don't know, Chief.
And yeah, it's kind of satanic. There's some massive items. That's why, like, I was so confused by how Quantum has played the game. Because like, they have all these items, yet they just kept getting picked off and not playing together. That, yeah, it was... now that I click around the Quantum Heroes again, I'm like, wait, they really should... This should not be this difficult for them to, like, take a fight.
Are scanning.
This game is incredibly even. Like, we were selling the narrative as if it was like CyberGeese, you know, closing out the game, should be winning, but yeah, not, of course, not to be the case.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit
Jump to.
baffled by the Bat Rider with the Arsonist and Hurricane Pike. Like in a game where they were kind of getting a little bit squashed. It feels like a
This
really
is
odd
the build.
decision, but you could,
This
yeah,
is the
you have
build,
to do
though.
it when you go for this
Yeah.
facet, right? Like we've seen a few Bat Riders play with Stoke, but this does seem to be the more popular option.
You just do quite nice damage. It's like, it's a support Bat Rider on the side of the map who's right-clicking you, and then on top of that, he'll eventually will get BKB and he'll scale. Like,
Radiant are scanning.
in time, you just need to respect Bat Rider more. Oh, Monkey King trying to scout the crew, sees them for a brief second, and they get married, but there's no vision, no detection.
Get that one down there, Chira Jr. Give me that dust. You're playing against this
find
guy
again.
now. Yeah, this is a good kill. This is a very good kill. The Obsidian, sorry, Outworld stuff.
Oh, they've eventually got the-
Oh, that's a big catch here. Going on to Icarad, trying to get off the Wukong's command, but he does get grabbed by the... Oh my god! See you later, guys! See you later! Icarad just turns it around, takes them both out. Lucas just running around. He's not playing Dota, he's playing Whack-A-Mole.
What do you want me to say? Sven hit big crit. Abba didn't even get ult off. Like
Aghanim's on the
1300
storms
damage.
for it, dude. They just
Yeah.
baited. Really
I-
thoroughly baited.
And so OP. Like, they found the jump on the Abaddon, right? Like, the Abaddon gets the Storm Spirit, it's like, okay. And then Monkey follows up, and I'm like, sure. But, like, the only way this really works is you need the Tusk to then be that final additional stuff, right? If the Tusk doesn't come in, not to be the case, and yet Lucas, he relishes this, like, clumping of heroes. Right, you see here, they've used Snowball Punch to kill off the Oracle, and within a matter of seconds, Tier 2000 then jumps the Storm Spirit. So he's not respecting the fact that his team just used their kind of their pick-off potential on the Oracle. Abaddon getting kited at the Roshan fight,
Radiant's middle.
overplaying his hand at the triangle pick-off. Like,
Radiant's
it's...
middle tower.
Live, Emptiness is going for tier 4s. Look at my Bat Rider right now.
Yeah, look at the damage.
Get him!
It is so
I mean,
much
this is crazy.
damage.
This is a tier 4.
It is, yeah, very good.
For those of you that don't know, by the way, Bat Rider on with this Arsonist facet, he gets 5 stacks of sticky napalm, 5 levels of sticky napalm, sorry, which allows him to get up to a ridiculous amount of stacks and also apply on right clicks, and then the shard makes it work on buildings. So. There's a little TLDR on why that Bat Rider just took a tier 4 by himself. Jump in, Einkrad looking on the back lines, just bullying TA2000, maybe trying to force out an ultimate hit, but it's not going to be that easy. Gets himself back.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So yeah, just to clarify, the 4th to 5th level of Sticky Napalm doesn't actually increase the stack quantity. It's just the fact that you apply Napalm through your right click on level 5. So you apply stats quicker because you can right click and cast Sticky. Just to
Yeah,
clarify.
that's true. No, none of the other stats are increased, are they, by the
Yeah,
fifth
yeah,
level? It's not
yeah,
like it gets a
yeah.
stronger ability.
That would be insane though. You have like 5-point
Oh, I
napalm,
wish.
and it's like rather than like 10 stack, which goes up to 20 because of the new change. Imagine it goes to like 30 or 40. That would be actually like, that'd be so broken.
I mean, it is funny when you see a Bat Rider taking Roshan and he gets up to like 50 stacks. Looks very dumb.
Yeah.
I like big numbers. So, what's the way back into it now from the CyberGeese? Because so far, none of their plans are really working out.
Radiant's top tower.
Recycle the conversation. Back to clean jumps and trying to dictate the tempo of the game, and that is not happening once you're talking about the ultra late game of Sven and Storm. You're lucky to even show yourself on the map against these games.
Icarad, leave
toying with
Solo
them.
alone, man. Leave him alone. He's going to get him. No, he's not. The shield comes out from TA2000. And yeah, Icarad has used BKB
Oh,
and a
missed
whole
the
lot
fuck
more
in.
for this, but he's got a regen rune going. He is absolutely hunky-dory.
Meanwhile, Monkey, he's trying to find the backline. He gets the Bat Rider.
Yeah, we're coming down here, but there's a whole bunch of heroes on his face. He needs to change the guard, and he will do so up to the high ground. Nice way to duke out this fight. As the rest of the team coming in, TH2000 this time he gets the ulti off. He's not going to risk it. But Lasso comes out, the Batrider, he's still not dead, dragging TH2000 back into Lucas. TH2000 needs to leave. And he is going to get inside the snowball for now, trying to get himself back away from this one, but he is not escaping this one. Icarad brings him down with that Aghanim's, moving across towards Problems as well. Tusk is going to die. It's another kill going the way of Quantum as they take control of this fight. Solo goes down as well. They'll move to the sidelines, find Notice, and that is going to be 4 dead once again. They cannot put it together.
They are, yeah. It's looking to be over. Quantum, they had a difficult early game. The mid game really struggled. There was only a couple moments where they looked good, but then it took one Roshan contest, one fight, and everything it became theirs. Like 21,000 gold lead, items on every single core. Like you could not ask for anything else on them. They're deleting the buildings with ease. Look at Emptiness. He just wants to go back to the tier 4s. Like, yeah. Look at my hero. Look at my hero.
The guys, look, that tower's got stacks on it. This could be it. Chira Jr. jumping in, trying to stop them, but they're missing 2 heroes, one of which is their carry. Chira Jr. trying to do it all, but they're focusing on that Ancient right now. They don't care about these heroes. Get the Ancient. 21 stacks, a sticky napalm onto that Ancient. A good game is called. That will be it. Game number 1, it goes the way of Quantum. Despite a good draft and a dominant start, Quantum hold it together and come back not once but twice. Actually, we're not looking to kill that badly. It's more sort of just playing behind the Medusa and making sure we have options to catch the backlines, which I think is really smart. You want to be able to maybe catch out the Sand King, make sure he doesn't get off the Dream Initiation in the fights. Obviously, this AA has to die, so yeah, again, a lot of pressure on Mary. He stepped up last game, though. Let's see if he can do it again this game on the AA.
I think it is quite something there. After game 1, my take was like tier 2000 needs to make sure he steps up into the series, right? Like he's underperforming in that first game, and then now it's like it's all about him. Can he get to the items quick enough that he can like rally his team behind him? Like can he become this like unkillable fortress that like walks through the map? Sure, he's got undulation, so he's going to be maybe crawling through the map, but still, it's all on him.
I mean, this is a really ridiculous facet as well, especially against certain heroes. I think it's extremely good against sort of these slow circle abilities, of which they have 2. Of course, I'm talking about Solar Guardian and Epicenter. You just pop that ulti, you're not slowed, so you just leave at ridiculously high speed. So it turns Stone Gaze into one of the best escape abilities into the game, but we're going to have a little bit of fight over the bounty rune here, and it's going to be Yayo that grabs it, and also Solo caught out by these shards as 3 heroes come in onto the Shadow Demon, and this may well just be the first blood. Certainly will. Yayo grabs it. Palantimo starting the game off with a kill onto Solo.
And, not the hero you want to give first blood to.
Definitely.
Dawnbreakers with an early lead, they can really kind of remind you about the advantage that they have. You want to put as many points into like Hammer and Starbreakers early as possible to shove the wave in to get really fat. So we'll see if that's going to cause any problems. And kind of weird lane in the bot lane, right? I mean, AA Spectre.
Yeah.
Normally Spectre needs like someone to hold their hand in the laning phase. Ideally through some type of like heals or something, but not to be the case this time around. We'll see how much damage Mary can do.
That's like
ensure that
nice.
Good luck. Yeah, exactly.
I do envision this being a very strong lane for the Cyber Geese on the bottom side, but we'll see how it works out. You know, maybe there's some shifts to Spectre here and there have made a decent. Of course, in the mid lane. Return for the Sand King. Again, I haven't seen this hero in a very long time. So he has gone for the final Sting facet. If we have a jump onto Emptiness, Emptiness just going to use the shards. This is going to be enough to get him out, though. Oh, the snake and the blood grenade. It finishes the job, but the return kill should come through here as Palantimo is able to kill off Solo. So just a trader support, T2000 and Yo shaking hands and saying, oh, pleasure doing business. My support for yours. Anyway, final Sting. So, Caustic's Finale Explosion is created around every enemy hero hit in Stinger's innermost radius. Basically, the I want to build Aghanim Scepter faster.
Correct, yes.
Does not apply to strikes created by Aghanim Scepter. Okay, never mind.
No, but it's still the fact that you're playing on the damage on Stinger, right? So you still take this to do early game with it, and then you get Aghanims, and it does, you know, separate damage, but still it's, you're kind of compounding all your damage with Stinger and that kind of thing.
Bottom lane. Gonna fall. Is he gonna get the return kill? I don't think so. The dagger not being used there onto problems. So will just be a death for the ancient apparition.
The bot lane, as time grows and levels come into the Shaman and the Kunkka, I'm expecting to see the Spectre kind of get shoved out of the wave. And this was the thing about the heroes. Like, Spectre, if you can get through your lane without any deaths and maybe just, you know, 40 CS or whatever, game's fine. If at any minute your support's dying, you're at half HP, you're under threat on the CS, you know, your tower's maybe getting pressure at the catapult, you never really enter the game until kind of much later. So the first 8 minutes for Spectre is so critical.
Yeah.
It's okay so far, 13 CS, but it could potentially get a lot worse. We'll see how Cyberbeast want to handle the lane in the next 2 to 3 minutes to see if they can do some more damage to Quantum.
It is funny watching Sand King lane now versus what it used to be like with those massive sandstorms coming out of mid lane. You just can't even approach, and now you just stand like a foot away from the creep wave and you're completely untouched.
Look at the block on top.
Oh, emptiness.
Oh no, Solo got baited by it as well.
And yeah, I mean, he's not particularly healthy either. And the snake's going to do a lot of damage, but is it going to stop them from killing Solo? No, it is not. Gorgon's graph go completely awry. But emptiness, he's going to be fine. He's got a wand. He's going to live. And deny off to the Ancients. Unless the creep. Ah, no, that's a die.
A little surprised Solo actually opted to try and pressure there, right? Like, he hits the Tusk, but the Tusk has Snowball. So it's like your body blocks the Tusk that could technically leave if he wanted to. Your Medusa isn't a high damage hero. Your Medusa's also going for a first item Midas, by the way. So it's not as if it's like a Treads Medusa that can maybe right click you. It is just a naked, no stick Midas. So yeah, I think.
Good lord.
Solo just playing a little bit too aggressive in top lane. 3 deaths already. First blood at the bounty rune, a death in the lane, a death at the neutral camp.
Alright, Midas Medusa. Coming to a pub near you.
You said that everything boils on how quickly can Medusa get fat, right? If you get a Midas at, what, 6 minutes, then have uncontested farm in the jungle, it's like the epic race to 3 items, pretty much, if we ignore the Midas being an item.
Yeah. And of course the late game scalability as well could be slightly better. And Spectre, famously, not the fastest farmer in the world. She gets there, but it takes some time, it takes some fights. Her biggest strength is the ability to join every single engagement by using that ultimate and always being able to cash in on a little bit of extra XP and gold. But that can be a detriment as well. As problems going very, very deep here. They really wanted to find Lucas. They're not going to. And now the CP coming out from the Tusk mean they have to back away from this one. Problems. He needs to leave. He's got nowhere to go. Shards are going to come out and, oh no, the hands off the keyboard. Oh, goes for the deny. Oh, he's past it. The foul play, the innate. I don't know if it stopped him getting the deny there, but it certainly made it harder. So, alas, this chicken will be cooked. And Lucas is the one to grab that kill as well, which is exactly what you want. Spectre getting an early kill, speeding her up a bit, making her a little stronger, and heading towards that level 6 faster.
Yeah, and Lucas, he was thinking about some options here. As a 6-minute rune.
Oh, Chiro got that.
I think it's a DD.
Kind of just has to ulti here if he wants to live. But I'm not even sure that's going to be enough. Is anybody coming in to help? No, they're not. Iconrad is just going to die.
Ooh. It's going to feel a little bit rough. I say a little bit. No, that's rough. What am I saying? That's very rough.
Yes, getting solo killed. And I mean, that was a solo kill with an audience. There were supports there, but they didn't have any impact on that at all. Both teams are just kind of watching their mids duke it out with popcorn on the sides.
So he gets hit there. He gets hit. Yeah. I'm really happy that that spell isn't like ult cast, where like you can turn it on and off. And that is
Can we send it over to our judges to say whether he would have been denied if it hadn't been for the innate?
I believe it was. That's what the replay was showing. I believe I did see the.
Patrick, what say you? Give us a nod or shake.
No,
Dire's
denied.
middle
No.
tower is under
Okay.
attack.
Yeah, oh yeah. Look at
Yeah, there they are. Woo! The froglets and the boglets.
that. I just love the animations there. Such a random addition to Dota, but already quite nice. I think like that if they stay in the game long enough, like they could become like more iconic than like a Cobalt. And that's a hot take, boys. That's a hot take. I know Cobalts.
Absolutely.
They are integral.
They will
but-
never get a crowd going like the kobolds get a crowd going.
All right, but if Dota, sorry, let me rephrase that. When Dota's still alive in like 15 years time, we're gonna have the Polywogs versus
Listen,
the Kobolds.
if we have at TI, if we have someone dressed up like the Marshmallow Pretenders, playing the flute, like absolutely banging out tunes as Problems is dying here, this is like 4 heroes coming in for a chance of Problems. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's my react. Valve, if you make that happen, then I will relinquish the Kobold title to the Marsh Mage Apprentice.
There'll be a cosplay. I'm sure there'll be a cosplay of it. I mean, if you want to win the cosplay competition, you know what to do, boys.
And you can play the flute, or you think you can learn the flute quickly enough to bust out a tune. I think that's very, very important, though.
Yes, to play the flute in front of thousands of people with large audio, I'm sure they'll hear it.
I'm sure it's easy to set up musical audio in a large arena like that. Don't worry about it. Mary getting brought pretty low. Chiragina doesn't. Damn, he's just playing in between the tier 1 and tier 2 of the enemy side. He does not care at the moment, recognizing that their lockdown for him is extremely limited. Has a shield rune, so yeah, go play some Dota.
Everything happening right now is greatly enabling the build on the Medusa, right? Like, if Tier 2000 had bought Midas to then lose his tower to be fighting, it's a problem, right? But it's not to be the case. And also, he might not even be doing the Manta build. He's looking, I believe, to be going for the Maelstrom, which then means
Maelstrom
most
Ags.
likely Maelstrom Ags, going for more kind of like the stand your ground, get the split shot available as quick as possible, do damage. So yeah, it is a slightly different build.
Yeah, the Aghanim Scepter does give you the old 25 flying attack modifiers. Ooh, nice jump away from Lucas there. A tasty bit of tech from the Spectre. Chiragina, though, undeterred by his target escaping and still continuing to try and make this aggression happen. Lucas trying to poke in, prodding, and in comes the Eichenrad Stand King as well, but does not have the lockdown. Chiragina just getting away again. He can do whatever he wants in this game, it feels like.
Dire's middle tower.
Quantum, they're just not really bringing the numbers, right? It's the Cyber Geese, they are always ready. It feels like Storm making the jump, forcing TPs. Now AA's mid, and now they're fighting bottom, but now AA's mid, and the Sand King's by himself, and Tusk is down. Like, everything's kind of disjointed for Quantum because they are reacting so much. They need to find time to have their own moment in the game, and of course, picking up a haste rune on the Sand King might be enough for them to feel like they can potentially smoke. They do have one on the Ancient Apparition. This entire time, Dawnbreaker has just been farming on the side of the map. But the net worth is just not looking good for Quantum at all, right? 3,700 gold, 3,900 gold for the Spectre, the Sand King. You compare that to, like the Deucer and the Storm, the Kunkka, that they are thriving. Like, they need to get kills. The point of this lineup is to get into the game as early as possible, a quick blink on the Sand King, and play on every global spell that you have, but yet to be the case. Their lanes are just too weak, so their entry to the game has been delayed by some critical minutes. Of course, farming up the stacks, this will give the blink damage.
God, this is looking to be a record-breaking game on Medusa at the moment. Just no pressure at all. She's been able to come into lane quickly, grab a few creeps there, back to the jungle, get off Midas. Like, the Midas Deucer, and they haven't been able to respond to it. That is bad news. Again, Notice trying to make plays down on the bottom side. They're going to go on to Lucas here. Lucas, he has the Shadow Step, but he just cannot get it off. Emptiness needs to come in and help out with the snowball, but stopped by Problems. The shackles are there. Lucas dies. And with just a couple of heroes, Quantum are able to kill off the enemy carry. Has a global escape ability, by the way. And even Solo decides chefing up Ikrad a little bit here as well, also. Like, this is bad news.
Quantum not really wanting to use spells, right? Like Emptiness, he delayed using the snowball, then got shackled.
Hold on, spell being used. Spell being used, everybody. Spell being used. Spell was used, T.
Radiant's top
Spells
tower
just
is
weren't
under
used
attack.
very well by Quantum in the last 25 seconds. No snowball, no good solar guardian, epicenter missed.
Epicenter
They're
still on
feeling
cooldown.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure now for sure. 4,000 gold lead. And now with solar guardian on cooldown, or epicenter on cooldown, this blink timing on Sand King, which was meant to maybe be like the life entering Quantum, it's just stalled out. They're gonna have to wait another minute and a half.
And that's another 1,000 gold for Medusa. That's not gonna work out very well.
But don't worry, Nomad. The last time we spoke like this, Quantum, they found the fight.
I'm not sure I'm feeling it this time around.
Neither am I,
Let it
but for the
go.
sake of the audience,
Dire are
they
Oh,
found
right,
the fight
okay.
in game 1. They might be able to do it again in game 2.
Radiant
Solo.
Killing Solo.
Surely this is a kill. Oh, never mind. Thanking him for it. He wants nothing to do with it. Just completely baited Mary here. Poor old Mary. Let's try to go for the kill on Solo. Not going to happen. Emptiness. Oh, wait. Hold on. Finishing the job. The global presence. There it is. Shiro Jr. is also very low on mana here. So if they do decide to go for this fight, then things might get awkward. There's a snake coming out from problem, though. That's going to create issues here for the side of well, the Cyber Geese. But that said, Palantino's just coming in and hammers down onto him anyway. He don't care about no snakes. Jerry Jr. with a nice long zip away. He's still got himself
They're still
a decent
looking.
amount of mana to work with the Soul Ring. Although, finding the angle though, he does get out. Emptiness still chasing, and he's got a punch available. They'll take him down. Palantimos finding his team a way back into at least this fight. Still a long way to go to say they're back into the game, but this is a step in the right direction. Solo really just big kind of chihuahua energy in this game, where he's kind of just barking at any core that comes near him, and they can't really fight back. he just grabs them.
Yeah, you know what? I've never thought about it that way, but that is his entire gameplay for his entire career, right? Like pick Ogre, walk up high ground, plays SD,
Yeah.
still walks up high ground, right? Like that is him in a nutshell. Like they just profit. TP in, don't care, right? It's
Yep, TP
Yeah.
into base in the mid lane, where it was like him solo versus Einkrad, and he's just
Yeah.
casting spells, gets into half health. Like,
no, for Quantum, it's great to see that they have the fight in them, right? Like they do find some kills. Of course, we were expecting them to be able to do this at minute maybe 9, 10, 11, 12, but it does take them nearly 13, 14 minutes of the game to connect their heroes, and it's going to feel good in the moment, but in the back of your mind, it's like,
Radiant's bottom tower
imagine if we were able to do this a little bit cleaner, right? Like now that Medusa finally leaves the top side of the map, takes your bottom tower, like you click on her inventory,
has fallen.
it's like, oh, wait a second. Guys, we may have a problem. The Deucer is here. So, yeah, Quantum dealing with some problems, but other ones are quickly rising up.
like this Medusa is so killable without the Aghanims. Like the Aghanims with this sort of build, it gives you everything. At this point on, from this point in the game, you have Maelstrom, Hand of Midas, Blade of Alacrity. Like your stats are non-existent. You're sitting on 900 mana. Like she is. T8000 will die to a gust of breeze, but luckily she's
Very
been fully
negative
sheltered this
rounding there.
entire game.
All right, you okay? It was 991 mana. You were really for all the Spotify listeners out there. You know that
I'm
was.
telling you, you need to make it.
Ah, yes, true.
You need to make it sell the narrative.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. A glass cannon on the Medusa.
Yes.
Yeah.
With undulation, we are also ignoring, but that's fine. And the great healing lotus she has as well.
I would say, yeah, the 14 wand and I was like, are you going to get to the point in which we now say she's tanky or?
Very squishy.
Right, okay, very squishy. Axe is,
Oh,
I'm
baiting
sort of
here in the middle lane. Bye-bye, Chira Jr. He took the carrot. And he regretted it immediately afterwards. Solo just going to use that ulti onto the Sand King. Sand King's sort of in a bad position now. T8000 joining the first fight of the game here to try to just bring down the Sand King on the sidelines, but can't quite finish the job. So damn slow on Medusa. Cannot finish this kill. But Palantimos may be on the sidelines. Yeah, with the X marks coming down, doesn't look like it was way out for the start, the Dawnbreaker. And Yayo will fall. So This time, despite losing their Storm Spirit, they bring everybody on the side of Quantum, and it is too much for the Cyber Geese to handle.
Yeah, the save, the sustain of Quantum Geese. When Quantum Geese just come
Oh!
How did I
Notice! Oh my god, he runs into the Sandstorm with Blade Mail, gets around the creep and catches him with the Tidebringer. That was one of the most stylish kills I've actually seen in a while. That was
didn't
sick.
see it. No, I was looking elsewhere. Oh well. My bad.
Icarad just getting absolutely read like a book there. That was a full-on gut read. I mean, the scoreline's only 9-9. Medusa in the game versus a Spectre. That's going to feel very, very good for the Medusa team. And don't look at that money.
They're moving to the bottom side to the map as 5. They get the deal as well. They have the control in the area. That's shown. There's nothing to snowball. He's fine.
Absolutely fine. Oh, big bait maybe here. It's a burn strike through the 3 of them along with the ultimate foul teammates, but who's really getting baited here? There is just a lot of damage coming out. Sure, they'll take down the Shadow Shaman, but it ain't much as Yayo's looking to full here. Shira Jr., he knows they're out of resources. It was a flashy start to the fight, but ultimately they just do not have the damage. There's just too much tankiness up on the side of Quantum.
Yeah, the Glimmer Cape on the SD, the Pipe on the Kunkka. You're able to kind of brush off the Sanking, and then because of that, the Spectre doesn't want to overstay her welcome, right? Shadow steps in. Maybe you could argue you could get a kill on the Storm, but goes, you know what? My team's kind of crumbling already. I need to back out. I need to make sure that I'm not giving away, an additional death. So Quantum, they're feeling the strain. The sustainability is so powerful. They need to try and find a way to... I mean, realistically, when I say they need to find a way, it's going to be a smoke, right? Grab a smoke, get yourselves into a good position, find a hero, blow them up, and then disengage. We're yet to see Quantum, set the pace of the game, right? Like, it's not as if Tough is finding a kill on one side of the map with Spectre, and then the other side with AA and Sankin getting a kill. Like, there is so much potential for multiple pickoffs occurring at the same time, but they have been, cornered into just such a small area of the map so early on that it is unlikely to see that pacing from the lineup. I can soon complete the Sand King. That will, motivate Quantum to want to be the aggressors.
Radiant are scanning.
That could be the timing they're looking for. We shall see. At the moment, it does feel like they just can't bring enough to these fights. They're relying on these little pickups on the side as the X-Mark's going to drag Lucas back in, but the knockdown follow-up isn't really there just yet. There comes the Electric Vortex, but Lucas is going to get snowballed, but it's a snowball back in, but they've still got Yo coming in with the Solar Guardian, and Lucas, he's just about going to live through this. Emptiness gives his life to keep his Spectre alive, but does do so successfully. But that was a lot used to try to just make sure that Lucas stays alive and in the game. It's a little bit tough.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant
Throwing down as well. Yeah. It's like every pickoff with Shaman on the team leads to some type of objective pressure. It is. Even though this tower's not going to probably die,
Radiant's
still a fair chunk of damage done. It's only a third actually. Not much damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Infrared nearby with a brand new Aghanim Scepter. He's got a new toy to play with. Is TH2000 the target you want to go for? Apparently it is. They're going to try and just throw everything onto the Medusa. They know she has no Stone Gaze, but she does have Solo, and that's just as good. Destruction comes in, breaking up the fight, although the Ice Blast coming through, landing onto everybody. Solo is going to drop, but they'll return with Solo dying, and Icarad dying in the middle of this one as well. Emptiness and Yayo trying to fight up together. It's a lot of damage coming out from the Dawnbreaker, but she is going to die, and notice getting low just as the Ice Blast runs off. Unfortunate, and that is everybody dead on the side of Quantum. They just didn't deal the damage. As Spectre tries to jump in, but just getting chopped down by all of that physical damage from the Kunkka, from the Medusa. It's too much for her to handle with just a Radiance at the moment.
It felt like they were hoping for the Geese to be slightly out of position, right? Like when you're jumping Medusa there, you're kind of hoping that Shadow Demon isn't in range to hit a disruption or to put a Glimmer. But they are. Like you look on the minimap, they're holding the high ground on the left-hand side. They are very quickly able to react, and every little spell buys just enough time that, sure, Quantum, they're hitting the big 2-3 man Ice Blast. They're doing enough to kill off the Medusa, but the fact that it took that additional 4, 5, 6 seconds, now there's a boat, now there's an extra little bit of resource, and they do all go down.
Chiro Jr. through it all, just staying alive, so having enough mana to just constantly cast through these fights. It's
one of those painful things, because it's like you watch that fight, and even though Quantum lose the fight, you can see in a different timeline, what if their lanes were better? What if they utilized their early Blink Dagger timings better? Like this engagement, they could potentially just wipe the side, of the Cyber Geese.
They have these big ultis, it's kind of what you expect. Center, Solar Guardian, Ice Blast, when they all connect like that, it always looks good. But again, just always been a bit behind the mark.
I just keep looking at the net worth, and it's like normally, like with Medusa lineups, you play so sacrificial on the other two heroes to like break the map that you kind of have this like Medusa versus every other core being evenly farmed. But this time, like the Kunkka and the Storm, they're also just breaking away from the Quantum cores and ensuring that they are equally scaling somewhat in line with the Medusa. That makes it even more potent. And noticed he had the Blade Mail, the pipe. He's looking at just going back for a Radiant. He's like, all right, we're just farming, guys. There's no reason for me to buy more auras and to potentially hinder my scaling.
Talking about scaling in more ways than one. Medusa with the Aghanims, with the Mjolnir, now going in for the Skadi next. Not going to be long before she hits that timing, and that's going to be really, really hard. Palantimos has kind of been playing these fights really nicely in fairness, but utilizing his mobility and trying to like heal up a little bit with the Luminosities. Starbreak's coming down as well, but it's not really going to be possible anymore. It's going to be an all or nothing fight from Palantimos after this. Skadi comes out and Medusa. You can't stick around. With Roshan going down, it should give them a way to easily siege towers. It might even give us a strong spirit, to be honest with you. Nope, tier 2000. That's your battering ram to take down this base. Send in the Medusa.
Yeah, he is what, 1,300 gold away from a Skadi. He'll be able to get that during the Aegis timing. There is a world where an Aghs, Mjolnir, Skadi, Medusa is split shotting at your high ground. I expect a jump.
Alright. Fine. Well, I guess I'll take it.
Okay, we didn't really mention it, but the Tusk going with the Drinking Buddies facet this time around. I personally think it's pretty viable against utility Kunkkas, because the control of Kunkka is like you X them, you boat them. It's like they have to be in that position. So any repositioning to combo break the X boat, it does hurt a lot of what control Kunkka brings. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it, especially because in lane you don't really need to overwhelm the lane with the tag team, as they already got kills without it. So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But because of how like awkward the game's been, we're yet to be like, oh my god, Tusk, the Drinking Buddy is saved. Wow, it just kind of feels like a non-factor yet. But potentially something to look at if there is to be a comeback fight. It could be something as small as the save of the Drinking Buddies into a snowball to then buy time to open up a fight. So we need to keep an eye out for that. And tier 2000 actually didn't even finish this. Wait, did he? No, okay, he missed Blink. He accidentally bought the Blink Dagger, then sold the Blink Dagger quickly to then buy the Skadi. It's like, there's no way you're going one Ultimate Orb Blink not having Skadi. That would be unhinged of a build.
You just need to get in there, dude.
Yeah, true. Now 3 minutes
Liking
on the
this
Aegis.
casual push up in top lane. Yeah, I'll just take the tier 3 tower whilst I'm at it before we switch over towards mid. This will be the final tier 2 standing. Full side of Quantum.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm just a little upset we might not see the Spectre Agnums. Like, the Spectre pick on paper looks so good into like Shaman and SD. Like, you get into the late game, you have an Agnums, you press your haunt, you see everyone. Like, the supports cannot stand their ground, but the way that Cybergeese plays this game, it was disciplined, farm efficient, don't allow any time or pickoffs from Quantum, and they are uncontested as they hit the high ground. They're taking top fracks with the Medusa, they're taking mid, kind of trying to take mid to certain wards, but the towers
This is
killing a couple.
extremely split focus. Like, no, what goodness. They actually want to take top backs. Nah,
Oh, backline, oh!
okay, Akarat trying to make something happen here. With Lucas coming in for this one as well, it's looking like a pretty mad jump as in comes Snowball. They've got a Notice sort of low here, but it doesn't really matter. Emptiness, he might be dropping. Nope, gets away. Nice burst strike, but Palantimos has been left behind, but not before he gets a kill. Brings down Notice. A little greedy there from the Kunkka, coming close to the Dawnbreaker and suffering for it. And I think you take a trade there considering how that fight went, but the problem is the Medusa still has an Aegis, she's still got plenty of HP, and is still attacking your buildings.
I think I'm both. I've never seen the mid and top siege by one hero at the same time. It's been an interesting one, but it is very effective in this game. You take the range rats mid, melee top, backdoor kicks in for just a second, and they now take the range rats as well. Yeah, Quantum, they tried to go for the wraparound, they tried to get... No, they can't kill the Medusa. They can barely kill her once. They're not killing her twice. No. The epicenter does not connect.
And again, this Aghanim's build with the Skadi, with the Mjolnir, like the damage coming out from Medusa now is crazy. Not to mention the debuffs from the Skadi as well, and that applies to everybody. It's going to be so hard to stand your ground in this fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
CA 2000. The boss of the game. 22k net worth at just 28 minutes into the game. Final lane of barracks now exposed.
Radiant's bottom
20 seconds for
Quantum.
epicenter.
What do you do? Can they wait that long? I mean, I think they have
Actually, no,
to.
it's 5 seconds, sorry.
Snakes though, there's a disruption as well. Aegis still 20 seconds left. They can somehow force them back off these barracks for 20 seconds and delay on fight. They can't, so they're just going to have to go for it now. Iconbrad going on the backlines once again. Notice is going to be that target, but the boat's going to come down in time, giving them that tankiness, and Yayo getting so low, and he's going to fall. CA2000 actually popping the ulti just to get back and help his team, and that is going to take down just about everybody on the side of Quantum. An attempt was made, but it was not very good, and I think this might be game. There it is. GG gets called. Game number 2 goes back the other way, leading us to a 1-1 in this series. For game 2, looking much more convincing than game number 1. The Cybergeese will be there.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where it's like, I expect Cybergeese, like, the way that they played this defense, and maybe like a BKB, Basher himself, it does feel like Lifestealer will be... we have to kite him, kill his team, and then we'll deal with him at the very end of the fight, right? So, I think it's good signs for Quantum, honestly. But the Tiny has to have a good lane to play with his Darkseer to break open the game, because it is so much easier for the Geese to be able to group up and make big moves, right? Because like Darkseer, he needs to farm item, Lifestealer needs to farm item. There could be a world where Tiny just by himself, because Shaman and Jakiro, they don't make explosive damage, right? They kind of just set other people up. So there's this weird kind of disconnect between the Tiny and the rest of his team. That is something to look out for on Quantum.
30 seconds.
Big
to
smoke
battle.
here, once again, same as game 1 from the Cybergeese team, but doesn't look like they're finding anything a lot here. I mean, Lucas is going to reveal, but when the smoke gets broken, he just runs. And that is the benefit of using smoke and splitting up across the map, is that if you're alone, your smoke is a great defensive ability early on in the game. Your smoke pops, you usually leave. You know there's very much there. In the night time, it's very, very useful, so...
The battle begins.
That is the reason why everyone buys a smoke at the start of the game. It's not to find kill, it's just to understand the position.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing to mention here, by the way, do you know what the biggest predator of the goose is in nature?
No. I was trying to think, but no.
You really
What
went.
is it?
Yeah, I was like, is he actually going to know this? It's a
No,
good thing you
it's
don't,
like-
because I'm making
is it
stuff up. but
mankind?
It is actually the snake. Therefore,
Oh.
very intelligently here on Quantum, Emptiness has gone for the Giga Snake, the massive serpent ward, which has recently been buffed as well. So that might be the answer they're looking for. We'll see what this gigantic serpent ward can do. I mean, do you like this facet?
It got a nice little buff, right? 'Cause I think it has
12 times
12
the power
times
of
damage,
this.
right? Instead of 10, right? Yeah.
Very cool.
So it really does hit towers as Shaman. Probably giving first blood, unless, you know, they disconnect.
Unless they discuss it. Yeah.
And here come the shots.
Well, you always got to sprinkle that doubt in there when you're a caster, don't you? Just to make sure the curse doesn't somehow come true. But nah, he's a goner. And that'll be your first blood. A little deep there on the Shaman. Not expecting TA 2000 to be that active early on, but he's take a freebie when he can get him. So they just
I think Solo wants redemption, right? Because the last time he did that disruption was on a Tusk where he died, right? He's like, no. This disrupt at this camp is a death. I know it.
Yep.
Of course, Kunker is very, very aggressive compared to a Medusa.
Oh, not the block. Solo is a block master. He didn't quite catch it there, but he managed to catch out Emptiness again against the tree line. Solo is just, he's a blocking master. He's been practicing for many years.
I think I checked earlier. I think he's 34, which is kind of hype. If you're, you know, a budding 28-year-old sport player, you know, at least another 6 years to make it.
Love a bit of relatability in the pro scene.
There it is.
Mid lane has been quiet as predicted, but quietly Chira Jr. is pulling ahead. Tiny can struggle with that very, very low attack speed. Decent damage, but the Ember just had a little bit start off as Solo getting low up in the top side, but turns around with the disruption. He's got a Disseminate here available as well, and we'll use that onto Yayo as well. Tier 2000 has taken chunks, but unable to get any real kills here. And they have sort of lost like over half a wave here whilst doing this. So I'm unsure about the value of this, but then, oh, it's actually triggering off the foul play. Emptiness will live, does get himself the Healing Lotus, and yeah, can't really come close to the wave anymore, so.
Yeah, you also get level 4 to get that extra burst to heal from the Elimination. Yeah, it's the way that they're playing it is just try and whittle down their resources.
Oh, here they go though. Disruption out into the Torrent. Tier 2000 trying to find an angle with the Tidebringer there, but awkwardly just kind of moves into the camps and gets sort of takes a ton of extra damage for his efforts.
You can see how toxic the combination is, right? It's just disrupt the guy, torrent them from a million miles away, and then Tidebringer from whatever creep you're near. But Kunker wasn't really in position. And Solo, look at as soon as it's off cooldown, it's like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Press torrent, then connect. Oh, Darks is giving him the target.
Yeah, kind of giving him
He
the
just
angle
killed his
there,
friend.
and that allows them to get the kill. But they will get the return onto Solo. But I mean,
My guy just like loaded up the scope and was like, hey, here's the shaman. I've just A-click and I got you.
kill my support. I'm telling you, this is the same thing that happened last game where they just killed each other's supports like twice in a row. It's the same thing again. These guys have an agreement.
You know, if this was a pub, somehow the Darks is flaming the shaman. By the way, like you already know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Shaman having to rotate mid, just to
Yeah.
get a little bit of that deterrent.
Yeah, Grant does just need a little bit of extra help in this mid lane. He's not having the best of times. I'm not sure this Shaman rotation is really going to make any difference to that.
No, he was just kind of there, but he goes mid. He then stacks the triangle, then back to top. So it's not as if the Darks have got threatened in his absence. Of course, Darkseid just picked up the Vanguard.
I think the problem with the crash landing timing is just how hard it is to land those tosses.
Darkseid has to be careful because even though they are probably he has one.
He's getting low. Yeah, let's use that one now though.
Power shot.
Ooh, problems catching him out. Kill shot comes in. Yayo goes down. A nice little rotation there from the Wind Ranger. I don't think much punish is going to be happening in the bottom lane as well. Jakiro, Lifestealer, not really going to be making any kills happen down here.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Dark's actually overstayed his welcome there. Like, he goes to half HP from a combination. If Kunkka was level 5 with X, then probably even dies in that combination, but he's not. And then he still proceeds to use Vacuum to try and threaten it. So, yeah, very optimistic fight from Quantum in the offlane.
Bit of a tense start to this game. Both teams sort of respecting each other, playing around each other. None of these lanes have been particularly even either. You know, despite the kills up in the, I think top lanes actually, they're both getting pretty rich off this. Maybe that death onto Yayo brings him behind a little bit. TA2000 having a wonderful time this Kunkka. Which I'm excited to see. Most of these Kunkka carries have been pretty quiet for the early parts of the game from what I've seen, but TA2000 is definitely going to have a game.
But because of the support, right? Like, how often do you see SD Kunkka in a safe lane combination where every single disruption's setting up for a torrent and the Tidebringer, right? Like,
this is true.
often against Kunkkas, you're trying to dodge the Tidebringer. You're not really utilizing torrent that well, and in the carry role, it's just kind of a spell available. But here, it's just every time you step up, take a torrent to the face, take a level 2 disseminate, then have the bonus damage in place. It is a really, really aggressive lane, and it's kind of fun to see. It's maybe a combination that other teams might think about in the future, because you just can't step near the wave when these two heroes hit some early levels.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of I don't know how to say it. Promulgate from the Shadow Demon. That facet is really, really nice just to work in combination with Disseminate. It gets you surprisingly low. Already a good spell. Just really giving you that extra bit of aggression. And again, move on to Shaman, and Shaman is absolutely going to drop here. Kira Jr. and problems. Helping out with that one as the pressure starting to mount here. Not really seeing a whole lot of counterplay coming out from the side of Quantum at the moment.
They just don't have counterplay, right? One of my concerns with the lineup was the fact that Tiny's the only kind of active hero on the map. Shaman, Jakiro, they play behind other heroes having success, and in Lifestealer, he needs to farm an entire Radiance. Darkseid wants to farm an entire Aura, right? They're not explosive side lane cores that run around the map. Compare that though to a Pangolier. At any minute, he's probably going to TP to an engagement if he sees it. And Kunkka, he's happy to throw a boat in if required. So we'll see if this disparity in side lane cores will come to light as solo.
Trying to force a fight, but it's a double damage available for the Ember Spirit, but he's still going to give the kill to Solo. But Chira Jr. will be able to get at least one in response and back himself away. A little bit steep there from the side of the Cyber Goose. Kunkka trying to grab him and just take in these stacks. And I'm not entirely convinced that they're going to have too many ways to really just stop them at least taking the hard camp here. I don't think they'll go for the Ancients. That feels like an overreach, and they will agree.
Yeah. Like, I think the only time you take the Ancients is if the Pangolier comes above. But Shaman, he's TPing toppy. He identifies the fact that Kunkka would be by himself here. Surging in.
It would be a nice play. Let's see. Shackles out. They've got a nice path available as well. Damage will be enough. And they kill off TA2000. Very nice read. A tip for emptiness at the same time as well.
Yeah, a very, very good read there from the Shaman. Now, that's the type of call that you need to make. Like, you have a split second to decide where you're moving on the map. You just had some pressure. You lost some stacks. If you don't kill the Kunkka, he is fully uncontested. So yeah, emptiness. He knows what he needs to do to be able to keep himself in this game.
Absolutely is. Yeah, actually got a caught out surged here, so this actually could be a kill. In comes a shackle. Oh, Torrent just about connects with the boat coming through as well, and it will be enough damage to bring down the Darkseer. Timo's getting a little bit too comfortable there in the enemy jungle. He does get punished.
Is under attack.
Good moves, good catch, and good timing with the Kunkka respawning as well, and immediately getting TA2000 back. You know, when you die, you TP back in, you immediately get a kill. It's almost like you never died. He's back onto the network.
Some good opium logic. You know what?
Top tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
I just wish every core player had this logic.
I die, I don't.
Yeah, true. Oh, Tango.
About dying. Noticed does get caught out on the bottom side. The rotation from Hero and the Tiny not read particularly well. Oh, nice shackle coming out from Problems, though. That's going to get them the kill onto Jakira and maybe onto the Tiny as well. Tiny on the run. Einkarad going to have to toss back here and get infested, but that will keep him alive. Shouldn't be finding any more from this. Lucas even feels comfortable enough to continue sitting in the lane, continue farming up. Has still got himself a rage. Will be absolutely fine.
Yeah,
There's a lot of damage control for Quantum.
He has rage. This is quite early. Vicious go.
Yeah, like-
Hero TP.
I've definitely learned to
Is under attack.
trust Lucas's read when he's sticking around. You kind of know that he's not really in too much trouble.
How do
I felt that
just to get
fastest
disrupted?
gust coming a
Yeah,
mile
I
off.
was like, my god, you're trying. Oh god. I think the proof of how good of a lifestealer game is kind of coming to light, right? The fact that he can just sit down here, he's not really scared of anything. Sure, he's much lower net worth than Kunkka, but that's a Kunkka that was getting kills in lane compared to a lifestealer that's been clicking creeps.
And is just getting focus fired to death there. They're following Problems.
TA2000 is going to have a 13-minute radius.
Yikes.
He is very fun.
There is always that Darkseer counterpoint though. Like, if you have a Radiance and we have a Radiance.
It's on the courier. So now the records for Kunkka Radiances are victim to his courier moving across the map.
Ooh, toss back onto the Chira Jr. and with the shackle as well. That was a very nice play. Cocky from Chira Jr., but a really, really nice catch from Emptiness and Aikenrad. Can't blink away from the shackles. Damn, that was
I love when Tiny gets to play with like any instant lockdown hero because it's a communication between the two players. When you hit toss, just have that spell pre-cast and it's gonna connect it. So. Of course, takes a little bit of synergy and coordination, but when done correctly, it is a treat to watch.
You also got to be good at clicking on the shaman as well. You know, click that mid-air guy. So, some good questions there, I'll say that.
We'll have the mage there complete, so magic resistance against the Tiny will be incredible for him to frontline. And the Pangolier just completed the Diffusal Blade as we do look at all the items. There is some big ticket skirmishing items available for the Cyber Geese. Pangolier, Ember should be wanting to try and create some opportunities for their team now. So you don't buy these items to continue jungling, these are items to mind your opponent. So do you find a time in the lane?
This is going to be a killer.
Haste rune.
Oh, no, Haste Rune. Should get him out of here. Yeah, don't live.
Everything should hit her.
Hey, I'm not trusting anything in this game. I've been lied to too many times.
That's fair.
My trust is broken.
It's
I think it's after that game one, you know, I came into these qualifiers feeling like, you know, cocky, being like, I know what's going to happen. Game one, I've got whiplash. It's like a roller coaster. The team which should be winning is no longer winning, and yeah, it's made me very unsure of myself. Need to get some more confidence back.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
To be fair, I think that's also kind of like solo kind of aura, right? Like most of the teams he's been on recently just haven't had the same success as like what his name presents. You could argue the same thing for like Puppy, right? Puppy's like the Western European version to Solo's Eastern in regards to like where the teams are playing. So they're both kind of the captains that are not doing too hot in the big picture of Dota at the moment.
Tower has fallen.
Until this qualifier.
Dire structures.
They are going 3 games in their opening games against another open qualifier team. You never know. Never know. But at the moment, this game number 3, I would say feels. It's hard to call at the moment. It's very, very even. We need to see what they're gonna do on the side of the Cyber Geese with these, you know, as you say, brawling, big ticket items, Mage Slayer, Diffusal, Conquers hit the Radiance. You know, like let's see some action here, guys. Let's see some smokes. Let's see some impetus. But at the moment, there's just a big snake in the middle lane, and that's enough to take the tower. Second big snake, second big objective.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the next 5 to 10 minutes of fight coming from Cyber Geese, but I think if it's as slow as we see right now, I am leaning towards Quantum being the favorites to dictate the game. Just because the net worth, the Dark Side Lifesteal and Tiny, even though it's very even, they're scaling together. Whilst the Ember and the Pangolier, the itemization that we mentioned, they're kind of like hoping for a fight to break out. And if it never breaks out to their advantage, they might just be lost in the net worth. So we'll see. As
They just grab a Midas and a Radiance, and they're going to try and fight with this. They've already lost Emptiness. They're just going to try and jump solo on the backlines, and he should die to this. Notice, though, rolling around, not really too bothered. It's taken a bit of time for the Cyber Geese to get their team in position to take this fight, though. And I'm not sure they're really down for it. TP out from the Ember Spirit. A toss back, though, is going to make sure this Pangolier is most certainly going to wait, hold, never mind that. They will kill him off eventually. Yayo gets it.
You gotta
in the
commit,
end.
boss. You gotta commit. Just
Yeah, I know. We need to stop
Just-
this. I was
you
ready
know,
to
some-
commit, and then
No,
it looked like he was
no.
gonna live, but he won't.
But you didn't used to do this. This is like it's like a. It's like
told you, I'm
in
a
the last
broken
like
man.
month. I know. In the last like month, we started to second guess ourselves. Just commit. If you don't die, wow,
He's
he
dead
didn't.
100%.
Yeah, or maybe just don't speak with definitive.
That's what we've been doing. Now they're getting jumped here. He's got that ultimate upon him, which is going to make it very difficult to get out. Mary and Lucas coming in. Infest not available, though. That said, over a tier 1. Oh, still alive for now as Lucas jumps in onto the Ember Spirit, and they catch him out. Overextending, and this is how Quantum will win this game, okay? They just need to take every little fight they can. Don't force the big 5-on-5s. Just punish any little small mistake which they make, and just take the momentum away from Cyber Geese.
It's working out really well for them. Wait for the opportunities to present themselves. You know that the Cyber Geese want to cross the river to find an engagement, and when it comes, be ready. And yeah, Lucas having a pretty stellar game at the moment, 1-0-3, and Ankrat on the Tiny, 4-0-2. He goes for the Midas post blink, but I'm not opposed to that. Like, this is not a game where he's breaking the map, finding kills. He respects that his team is not ready to match his pacing, so scale up yourself. Sure, be present in the fight, but also be ready to farm. He goes to the boots of travel. Like, he's going to be
He's
here.
getting very greedy here, going for this wave. He's just
my.
his BKB just arrived, and he's not going to get a chance to get it up. He's gone. Oh no, that is a really, really impactful kill coming out from Quantum here. One which is going to change the momentum of this game. They just picked up that BKB. They wanted to play. They wanted to do something. And now they've got a tier 2 tower with a big snake on it, and Solo with a big lifestealer on it. He's going to get killed off here for sure. As the snake gets to work on this tower. And look at this, it's tower versus snake, and the tower is not winning.
The critical thing to note with the Serpent board is your
big
DPS will
it
always be
is.
the same, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, it's also really big. Yes, right.
Thank you.
No worries.
How empty this is pinging the tower. Like, hey guys, look. Look how much the snake's doing.
It is a lot of
He's so
damage.
happy with himself. As he should be. I mean, standout player so far in this game. Emptiness for sure on my book.
Yeah, the read to kill the Kunkka top to utilize the surge in the dark so multiple times to find other pickoffs. It's, yeah. They have done.
Tiny toss back play onto the Ember to just really shut his game down. Like, he's been responsible for pretty much every major play they've made in this game, and It's those small but impactful plays which have gotten them into this position where they're now 4K up. They've got Radiance and Midas on their side and winning pretty much every fight. It is time to see some life coming out from the Cyber Geese, but what can they do? Notice gonna try to start this one off, but not really finding an opportunity. Does go for it now. Gets off the Rolling Thunder. A little late on the ice path there. Will this set them up for a fight though? No, and Iconrad just waiting on the sidelines, looking for an opportunity. He sees it onto Solo, but doesn't really follow up very well. And what a huge actually disruption coming out from Solo, saving him from so much damage here. But Lucas, he wants him. He wants to kill off that Shadow Demon, but he's not going to be able to do so, and his rage is getting kind of low. Could this be the awkward fight with a shackle like that? It very well might be. Lucas is going to be the target. Tier 2000 pops a BKB, getting onto the Lifestealer, trying to bring him down. Lucas getting so very low, but they'll need a little bit more, and they'll find it. The Lifestealer goes down. Jakiro buying back into this one as Emptiness trying to cower under his snake, but it's not going to do enough here. They will get that kill, but Iconrad still looking for an opportunity. Lovely little toss back, but disruption from Solo stops the damage coming through and allows TA2000 and Problems to survive. What a play from the old man. He's still got them fingers as now, well, they'll keep it going here. Notice got to be a little careful, but they don't need to be. Iconrad turns around, throws a catapult their way, but Jira Jr. trying to finish off Iconrad here. Can't quite do it. They're really trying to just play around this Serpent Ward, and honestly, it's kind of working, but the power strategy catching out Iconrad there. Lovely, lovely stuff there from Problems. Trying to find another.
Mary's hiding.
Finding Mary. Oh, yes, they will. Of course they will. They're not hiding in that pit forever. Bye-bye, Jakiro. It will be a victorious fight for the side of the Cyber Goose at last.
That was a dieback from the Jakiro as well. And Quantum, what a way to start a fight, right? It's, you see Solo, you try to commit on him, but then there's a disrupt, then there's the boat buff, your Lifestealer, a hero that we've been praising, a player that we've been praising. He overextends. It's a Radiance Lifestealer trying to kill off a rum buffed, SD, who also has an Essence ring, so it's extremely tanky. And the fact that you've not put all your spells together. The Tiny also tossed in his Jakiro, by the way, killing him off at the start of the fight. So it's like, your Tiny killed your Jakiro, the Lifestealer committed on an SD that he can't kill. They're not playing near the wall. It unfortunately just was not a good fight for Quantum. They were playing so well, kind of in the last 5 to 6 minutes, but that fight, it hurt them a lot. The kiting from Cyber Geese was exceptional. And it all started with Pangolier committing to the early part of the fight, kind of just forcing out some critical spells to then enable the rest of his team to follow up on top. So yeah, good fight from Cyber Geese, but still for Quantum, they have the damage, they have the way to fight. Just was not clean in any way. The Shaman with the Blink Dagger, at any minute a hero can die. So both teams still need to be very careful. This wasn't a team fight that gives the momentum the way of Cyber Geese. It really is still an even game.
They've got the confidence now to take fights. They've got a few more tools in their inventory as well. And critically, TA2000 had a good fight as well, which I think they're going to need to get him on board, keep him fighting. Sanjan Yasha and BKB now for TA2000. So his goal is very clear. Get in the fights and just be sticky. Stay in the fight. Stay on a hero. Here we go, moving up to the top lane, but the only hero up here at the moment is Jakiro, who is heading through the portal, but if they head through the portal themselves, they will be finding a whole bunch of Radiant heroes, I say, as they all TP away to the middle lane to make a smoke of their own. So, just Tormentor time.
Actually a really nice change to the game, moving Tormentor to 20 minutes. It's like 20 minutes is like awkward enough of a time where you don't want to rush towards it instantly because there's other things to do on the map. Maybe there's a Roshan, maybe there's a just something just critical to do. It kind of alleviates the pressure of we must be here. And, yeah, you see, one thing they go for Roshan.
This is a trade we always see being made as well. One team does Tormentor, the other team runs into Roshan. It's very awkward to contest because they're on opposite sides of the map as well. So this is very often a very good play. Power Shot's going to reveal it, but it's way too late. Roshan's already dead. Aegis into the hands or claws or whatever he has of Lucas.
Into the jaws.
Into the jaws. That's a nice one.
He had
definitely
a really
has
large
those.
mouth on Lifestealer, so
Many teeth. Don't go look at Lifestealer's model if you have Bontrophobia. Just that fear of like many things clustered together.
Today I learned. That's how I kind of customize all my Dota heroes. I make sure all the cosmetics overlap in really bad ways.
Yeah, and trigger as many phobias as possible to win the mental game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
14. This is the qualifier game 3 you're looking for, folks. Aegis up on Lucas. They're only a little bit of goal behind. TA2000's been an absolute monster on this conquer. Interestingly, she used to go for Satanic, so yet another survivability item. TA2000 just wants to live.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And the longer he lives, it does enable for multiple rounds of swashbuckles with diffusal burn. It's then the additional slight chains on a hero, you know, get through that rage. It kind of feels like Lucas is on the path to maybe get AC Basher, then a BKB. Might even need the BKB before the Basher, but deep buff immunity, if he can just have as much as possible, it will give him plenty of time to right click. So we'll see how they want to go for that one. Yeah, a bit of a wraparound. Quantum putting down the Serpent Ward, taking the tier 2. And Cyber Geese.
Big snake.
They know that Lucas has the Aegis, but they're still posturing for the fight. They can take
Again,
him.
I mean,
Got the Invis
I already
really
said it's all about kiting the lifestealer. That doesn't change whether he has an Aegis or not. They're just going to try and go on the backlines. It's a great target if we can bring him down in time, but with Lucas jumping in on this one and using the Infest, I think Ryder's going to be fine for now, but Notice getting so much done with that Rolling Thunder, but great chicken coming out from the Shaman, holding down Notice, but it's not really making much of a difference. They're still just running in on this fight, and they've taken down the Tiny. Now they'll go towards Yayo as well, but Pantimos on the run, trailing 3 heroes behind him though. The 3 cores come crashing down onto the Darkseer, and they will take his head. Noticed gets the kill, and they do take the fight into the Aegis. Perfect read from the Cyber Goose.
Not only that, but it's just utilizing their toolkit to perfection, right? The Invis rune on the Pangolier to scout out the start of the fight. Even if they were to jump the Pangolier, you're going to probably get Rolling Thunder off. And when you get that Rolling Thunder off, you're going to get to the Shaman, to the Jakiro. The Tiny doesn't... I mean, he had a BKB, I think, just arrived, but still not available for the fight.
So, kill here on Emptiness in the middle lane as well.
The Shaman's dead.
Yeah, just to get a cheeky push.
The only hero that likes to stand his ground in this entire game is the Lifestealer, right, for
Yeah.
Quantum. You could argue maybe the Darkseer because he has the auras, but like the supports, when the fight breaks, if they're not like behind a tree, under the cover of their own vision, they will just disappear. There's power shots, there's swashbuckles, there's slights, there's tidebringers, rolling thunders, there's plenty of spells for the supports to feel despair, and that kind of feels like the story of every big fight that we see. The supports on Quantum cannot stand their ground. They disappear, and then Lifestealer's somewhat on an island. It feels like Quantum, they need to find a way to make the jump themselves. They need to, you know, initiate the fight. After looking to go for the Abyssal Blade, which will give him kill threat. Potentially the argument would be BKB before Basher. Sure, he might live, but we just saw that him living doesn't really matter, right? He just gets ignored. You buy a Basher or an Abyssal Blade, you can't ignore this guy anymore, because he will be on top of you. So, you know, I do like the fact that he is actually opting for the aggressive item first.
Radiant are scared.
You need to find some sort of kill threat in this game. Unfortunately, Iconrad can't really do it. These supports, they're just staying alive. Solo is not getting killed off often here, but maybe this will be the moment. Close the gap onto him, have a toss, damage, should be enough. Was enough. He knew. I like tier 2000 just farming the triangle nearby, like, huh, cool. Barely even blinks. We'll back away now, noting that Quantum are grabbing heroes and heading down the bottom side. Where's my big snake? Oh, big snake's not in position. Does this not need it?
Dire's bottom tower.
Interesting. Mary's not opting to use his neutral item yet. I'm sure he should select that soon. He has GPM available, especially after he died back and his game's pretty rough. He's currently opting to hold the Tumbler toy in the cast range. Yeah. I kind of feel like in this position, you go, you know what? If you really want Tumbler Toy, you just go Tumbler Toy plus GPM. You get to your Solar Crest, you get to another item, the game becomes like playable again for you. But he's opting for, I want to be as far away as possible. I need this cast range. But yeah, I've yet to see a support opt for cast range over GPM. So.
It's a choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just can't stand having that hammer there glowing in the corner the entire game. I could never.
It's
hold
pretty
that.
annoying, yeah.
It's
And your core
it's not
players,
as
they're
bad
very
as
quick to
level up,
change.
where it's
Yeah.
like a little lower down. This one's like in your field of view the whole time. You can't
Yeah,
ignore it.
yeah.
Radiant
I wish there was an
are
option for
scanning.
like just ignore, like a button on top of the options, like a little boop. Like I understand that I can do this, but I don't want it. I don't want to skip it because of course I might take it later on, but
Yeah. Just stop glowing a bit. Chill out.
just a bit.
Smoke up.
Jakira would do negative damage though, it would be pretty funny. Minus 60 damage, he's already on what? Yeah, he would actually, he wouldn't do any damage.
I'm like 20 damage. I don't want to see
Well,
that.
he has what?
Oh
He
wait,
does
no, yeah, you're
47.
right. Yeah,
He would do
you're
minus
on-
13 damage. I mean, his right click.
Healing.
He is not right clicking in the fights, to be clear. It does not matter, right? Especially because he's got like the icebreaker, like. But
He just doesn't want
Kinda
to do
wanna-
it. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to have 0 right click damage. Like it's just like I don't want that. He can't bring himself to click that GPM bonus. He just.
I'll keep you updated if he does. Don't worry. But he is missing out on valuable gold right now. I'm yet to see him use this cast range. He could have had a. What? We've been talking about it for 2 minutes at least. That's 200 gold missed.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
So he needs to-
Top tower
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Oh, MKB? Oh, he doesn't even go for Basher. Okay.
Yeah. Wants to click.
Needs to eat that Kunka. We'll see if he can do it.
Okay.
Smoked up. Instant. Get the MKB. Get the smoke.
Ooh, they see Chira Jr. though. Chira Jr. is going to know something's off, but he's not immediately reacting. He's got a shielder and a BKB, so if they go on this guy, they might be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm talking about uncomfortable. This initiation's getting pretty weird. Notice moving through the fights and finding Iconrad. Iconrad has just kind of been caught out here. He's popped the BKB, but will it be enough to keep him alive? Wall comes out as well. Iconrad can back himself out of this one, so instead they'll turn their attention towards Gaio. Artemis does have the Lifestealer inside of him, who comes popping on out, but Lucas doesn't really have a target. Now moving. Oh, that's a nice shackle from the Shaman from the sidelines, and it'll allow them to care off Chiro Jr. Finally, the fight breaks as Quantum find themselves an opportunity. They will look forward, but TA2000, BKB TP away, Solo, Disruption TP away, but nope, once again, Emptiness is in range and does find the kill. Keen-eyed on the Gale Guard with an Aether Lens, giving him a ridiculous amount of range on these shackles and allowing him to step up once again for Quantum.
Quantum, they're getting tanky enough that they can actually withstand the initiation, right? The Darkseid gets jumped, but he has BKB, he disengages. The Tiny gets jumped, he BKB, he disengages, right? The Lifestealer, all he has to do, press rage, walk away. The fact that the supports weren't the ones getting targeted, the Shaman, the Jakira, they hold their ground, hide behind the tree line, the clutch shackle and an Ember to get the kill, and the chase down, right? When there's no boat, there's no roll. Most of the team fight has disappeared. And I think, yeah, Quantum, they read that fight really nicely. They just disengage, they don't overcommit to the start, and they even get the winner and a kill much later after, so yeah. If Quantum can continue playing like this, then it does feel like the game should be going their way, right? It's how does the Cyber Geese get a kill if they aren't just perfectly getting like what is their damage realistically? The team fight, it's like a rolling thunder and that's it. Like when BKBs are in play, they don't lock down heroes. There's no instant way to do the damage. Maybe like Kunkka needs a Daedalus plus the Pangolier, and then you get this like epic stun into Tidebringer hit, and it's enough to make the fight go their way. But they are smoked up. As for Tormentor falls to Quantum, can they find the initiation? Can they find a jump that enables them to feel confident? Because if Quantum are in position, they have everything back up.
Radiant are
The
scanning.
BKBs, they're ready to go again. And Jakiro is still yet to take his item. They find him.
jumped here a little bit, but the Macroplier comes down. And that's like right on the choke point, which is going to make fighting here sort of impossible. So not able to get that ward to get that kill. Still completely seen here. Ooh, Avalanche doesn't quite connect onto Noticed. He got himself back. They do not have another smoke available. What they do have is an Aghanim Scepter on solo. One Purge is going to be available.
Break is going to be quite nice, right? To annoy the life stealer, take away some of his attack speed, or a lot of his attack speed. I'm still bewildered that Jakira is rocking the cast range over the GPM.
Yeah, that is insane. That's certifiably insane. Mary has a little plan. It involves nice long ice paths.
He's yet to hit one though, I'll be honest. The last couple of fights he has missed it, so
he needs longer. He needs an Aether. Oh, big snake! Dropped in the bottom lane.
And a catapult.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fairness, yeah, this is sort of like a bait snake. You go for this snake, then you really just have time. Damn, BKB. Can he kill it inside a BKB duration? That is the question. Not before the tower goes down.
It's like the new version of the Nature's Prophet Treant from last patch, right? It's now the Shaman Snake. It's the obnoxious thing that hits your building.
Yeah.
And can you really hit it?
This one has 110 second cooldown rather than 15, you know?
True. You know what? I see your argument and I concede. How broken this shot would be if you just large overboard.
Spamming the map with them.
Alright, now he takes the GPM? Oh my. Yo, Mary, boss man, you've been holding
I'm telling
on.
you, he didn't want to hit for 0. Now he's hitting for 20. He's like, okay, cool. I still got a little bit of boom.
Brother, he's not right-clicked anything.
Last step.
I can't even remember how many minutes I've been yapping about this, but
Doesn't matter, okay? It's a status thing. You don't want to be hitting for minus damage, okay? Nobody wants that. It doesn't matter who you are.
it's been since, what, yeah, like 12 minutes, maybe? Okay, let's say 10 minutes, to be fair.
What have changed to make him take GPM now?
Nothing! Nothing has changed. He'd have 2,500 gold minimum here. He'd have Ghost Scepter and a hearty buyback. I am disgruntled, to say the least. Wait, doesn't matter. They're smoked up. Oh, Emptiness with the lifesteal inside of him. Can he find a big kill?
Problems will be a really good catch here, and that's exactly who's going to find. Does get off the win run, but it doesn't matter. The MKD's there, and Lucas will get the kill. Buyback immediately coming out for the win ranger, though, so she is going to be back on this one. And it looks like they should be losing Emptiness, so they're running around as a chicken and blinks himself away. Where the hell did that shaman go? They don't know. They wanted so badly, but the bait! They're running in, they're going to get Ice Path now. Lucas on top of Jira Jr. and even the Shackle coming out from Emptiness.
They're still going to get him.
Again, greater healing load. There's no way in comes the Fest. They are not letting a Shaman die. Notice goes down instead. Tier 2000 trying to stand his ground here, but without a team behind him, there is no chance he can hold this. And a Shackle coming out once again. Emptiness surely will fall here, and he will die. A buyback immediately. He wants to come back in and help out his team, because this is looking like an excellent fight for the side of Quantum here. Iconrad going for the toss back, and once again that Ice Path, he just brought back into the game. Chira Jr., what are you doing? They're falling apart. Quantum onto the high ground, looking to put an end to these barracks. Lucas will not be deterred. And a snake dropped down on the bottom side as well. Big snake on the bottom barracks. Oh no, what have you done, Cyber? They're not holding this one together at all, T-Gun.
Another time to go fishing. You got Solo. What exceptional teamwork from Quantum. Like the fact that the Shaman, under the cover of foul play, gets the blink out, but then there's a Grease, then there's a Infest, there's everything possible. Every little option of heal, sustain was thrown into the Shaman, baiting Cyber Beast deeper into a fight and trying to jump.
No, Solo, he just buys back and immediately gets thrown back in again. Notice is able to get off the Rolling Thunder, but Lucas is just camping Solo's disruption and will kill him the moment he comes back in. Problems has to back himself away. You cannot stand your ground versus this Lifestealer, but a nice shackle might be turning this around here. No, it is not. TA2000 cannot get off these hits. He needs to attack people. He needs to get off some clicks here, but notice just gets shackled again. Emptiness cannot be stopped. The barracks are going to fall with 3 heroes dead. Still 20 seconds left on Chiro Jr. It is mega creeps now for Quantum, and Lucas, he's not done. Good lord, how they've fallen apart. The diebacks have just been absolutely outrageous.
One bad fight and your mega creep, as simple as that. Shaman though, easily the MVP of this game. Got a shadow of a doubt. Every
Rapier on TA2000. BKB comes out. He needs to start clicking and needs to hit something important. Lucas, he doesn't care. Sitting on the front lines, just doing whatever. Big Snake coming down, taking down the throne as well. I'm not entirely sure they could stop this Snake from just winning the game for them. You can fight all you like, but your throne's in trouble. Iconrod coming in. I mean, it's done. It's over. They can't stop the Snake. You can Rapier the heroes, but you can't Rapier the Snake. And GG comes out